Hey there, good evening, everybody. Welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. So, we're starting a new series. This is a new series out of an old series, really. So, when Ben was assisting me on the show on the channel for all those years, he came up with a lot of titles and a lot of ideas and stuff. So this last little while when he was leaving, he suggested that I continue with some of the titles, and I'm going to do that starting tonight. We're going to do some new episodes of Who Did It Better. This will be Who Did It Better number 2, or volume 2 if you prefer. Some people like that kind of stuff. I am one of those type of people. So what I'll be doing is I'll be choosing a song that I like, and then I'll give you the versions of who did this and who did it originally and who's covering it. So we're going to start out with the particular one tonight that I actually love. It's probably my favorite song by this band. It has been my favorite song by this band for the last 4 or 5 years. But the cover I also like quite a bit. So we're going to talk about, from this album, from the Revolver by the Beatles. The song is called Tomorrow Never Knows. It's the final track on this album. It's a very kind of almost psychedelic, kind of spacey-like song, for those of you who know it, and I can't imagine there's many people who listen to the Beatles who don't know this song. They do an excellent version of it as well. I like the reverse guitar part on it as well that George Harrison does. The song has that really kind of heavy beat, which I think is driven a lot here by Ringo Starr. And then you have that kind of really spacey sound, this is one of those few songs that the Beatles did that really have a spacey sound. Now, they did have quite a few songs that had a psychedelic sound to them, but this is one of the ones that have had a very kind of spacey sound to it. And I grew to like this song, but not initially because I didn't even know what album it was on. The reason I came to like it was because of this artist, Phil Collins here, and he does a version of this song as well, and it's also the last song. Both of them, this one's 14th on this album, and it's only 12th on this one. So this is Phil Collins' debut album, released back in 1981. Featuring a lot of stuff that people are quite familiar with, especially his big hit here, In the Air Tonight. But the final track on here is the cover of the Beatles song Tomorrow Never Knows, and he really gets the drum part down real well, of course, because it's Phil Collins. And his vocal performance, I think, is actually quite a bit stronger than the Beatles' vocal performance because he has more of a musical voice. They were singers, but he's actually a vocalist, in my opinion. So I don't mean to sound like I'm putting the Beatles down. I don't think so. They had really good harmonies. Their voices were very attuned to the music they played. But Phil Collins, I think, has a little bit more of a talent when it comes to using his voice. Of course, he overdid it many years later, but at the same time, very strong voice, very strong cover. Now, which one of these two do I like better? Well, I think they're both really good. For me, the original version is from Phil Collins because that's where I heard it first. But the Beatles do an absolute killer job on this, as they do on just about everything they do. And so it was a really difficult task for me. When I chose it, I knew I was going to have a difficult time deciding which version I liked better. But ultimately, I think it comes down to, if you want to beat the champ, you have to actually beat the champ. And for me, the champ is still the Beatles, so they are going to win this, but very narrowly here. I think this is a great track. And of course, John Lennon is the vocalist singing here, and he's my favorite Beatle vocalist. So that helped the cause as well. So as close as it was, I still think this version is better. And I think the two reasons why I'm going to give this the win is John's vocal performance is more to my style, even though I think Phil Collins has a better voice overall. And the reverse guitar part or the backward guitar part that George Harrison done also is quite good. And so that's why I'm going to give it to you. So This is the first episode of this series. I hope you will enjoy some of my choices over the next while until we run out of topics. But from now until then, I will be picking the stuff, and I will give you all the versions out there that I think are notable. Not just the original, but a lot of the notable ones as well. And we'll talk about that. And then I'll give you my opinions on who I think did it better. So for tonight, the Beatles did it better, but not by much. Anyways, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. I do apologize for last night. I did not do the live stream. I had thought I set it up, and when I went to start the video, I realized I hadn't set it up. So I decided that I would set it up and then it would come out, and we'll do it next week, and I do apologize for that. So also, please, if you have any comments about who you think did it better here, you can do that in the comment section below. Anyways, thanks for joining me tonight, and we'll take care, and we'll see you all next week for Who Did It Better on Friday night. Take care.